All right, what's up, everybody? Christian Ballard here with Ballard Sports Media. Here today with episode 2 of The Foul Out, a new MLB talk show that I'm going to be doing on Mondays. I thought about just calling it MLB Mondays, but I'm like, come on, it's got to get a title, right? I got a title for my NBA talk show, and so I called that one off the court. You can catch that Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'll be here tomorrow. I plan on it at least. So a little bit more stuff to talk about here. Episode 2. We're going to talk some Major League Baseball, of course. But what are we going to talk about? Well, we're going to talk about the regular season. Go over it a little bit. Not going to go game by game. Game 1 on the first days, this one, and that. I'm not going to go through all of it. I'll be here too long. No one cares about every single game, all right? It's interesting, so there are some rule changes this year, so I'm going to go over those. I'm getting this from Wikipedia. I'll go over a couple of them. These were just announced not even a week ago. Tomorrow will make a week. Or no, Wednesday will. So this was on the 19th. It was on the 12th. By the way, happy President's Day. Probably should have done that at the beginning of the stream, but just want to say this. I know it's a holiday that some people might forget about, but it's one of those holidays like, it's something to just remember someone or something. And listen, whether or not, and I really hate to talk politics, but I will say this. Listen, you don't have to agree with President Trump, but you just got, listen, whether you hate him or not, you at least got to be thankful that, things, listen, let's just be real. It could be worse. Could be better, maybe just a little bit, but anyway, that's as far as I'll go with that. You just, whether or not you like our president, just be grateful that we actually have someone running this country, I guess. But anyway, so moving on past that, get into some sports. Let's see. So I'll go over a couple of these rule changes. Let me put this up on the screen here. Got it. I already typed that one out. So, let's see. So, again, these were announced last week on February 12th. The active roster currently has 25 players. It expands to 26. I mean, you're literally just adding one extra guy. I don't know I'm a bit confused on what it says by the size of the... So, I'm quoting from the 2020 MLB season Wikipedia page that has all the information you need to know about it outside of, the actual schedule. The following changes effective for the 2020 season were officially announced by MLB on February 12th. The first thing it says, the size of the active roster expands from 25 players to 26 players through August 31st. Excuse me. During this time and during the postseason, clubs can carry a maximum of 13 pitchers. So, let's see. I guess active roster being who can actually play. That's basically everyone. That includes everyone. The people on the bench, the people that are the starters, the second string, whatever. I guess you would call them second string. The backups. Quite interesting. Let's see. Let's see. The size of the active roster expands from 25 to 26 through August 31st. Once it hits September, they reduce the number from 40 players to 28 players. Or that's the expanded roster. Man, this is confusing for me. I'm not exactly sure Um, I'm not exactly sure what the difference is, but I mean, this is kind of ridiculous. I mean, wouldn't you just have one roster and everybody have, like the NFL, there is no expanded roster, right? A maximum of 54 players, right? Or is it 53 or 54 man roster? I don't know, but so teams must designate players as either position players or pitchers before the start of the season. So you can't just, like prior to one game say, okay, this is who our pitcher is going to be or whatever. You got to assign it prior to the season, and that's what sticks with the team throughout. Uh, so those are just some of the new rule changes um, for 2020. Not a whole lot of stuff to talk about again, but it is spring training time coming up. The Tampa Bay Rays, the Braves, the Yankees, everyone's going to be doing spring training. Um, so what even is spring training? What is the point of spring training? Do these games matter? Do they make a difference on anything whatsoever? I mean, listen, if you're asking me, and I guess I would be right here. I'm not sure. You can correct me if you want. But I think spring training, to put this in terms of the NFL, is basically the preseason, right? Not necessarily tryouts, but you let everyone play to see, like kind of have a quarterback competition. In this case, maybe a pitching competition. Spring trainings, like the games really don't count towards your actual record, right? Let me look here, see. So I'm looking now at the spring training schedule. Or no, this is the actual schedule, but whatever. In my own opinion, and I could be wrong, but spring training is the postseason, or the preseason, excuse me. And it goes from, let's see, I'm not sure, but anyway, spring training is basically the preseason. It's meaningless. All it really says is it really just gives you a look at the pitchers, the batters, the catchers, infield, outfield. Those players, right? Not everyone's going to play. There are players that are benched during the regular season. This is to kind of see, okay, who do we want to start? Let's evaluate these players. Let's put them on a field, and it's almost like tryouts, right? You're not trying out for the team. You're trying out for the starting role, though. That's the thing. It's training. Get some workouts. Get some little spring training games against actual MLB opponents, but I don't think they actually count towards your actual record in the season. I could be wrong, but I think if it doesn't, and this is preseason, because I'm pretty sure late March or like middle of March, whatever, is when it is supposed to, like when the actual season's supposed to start. Um, Again, feel free to type in the chat. So anyway, uh, it's like college football spring games, right? Um, which we have coming up. Yeah, but the only difference is, I guess it's not like all Alabama or whatever, because you take a look at the college spring games, you get Bama players on defense and offense go head to head, right, to compete for starting roles, to compete for a roster spot and everything, right? It's like tryouts a little, um, but I think it's actual MLB teams playing against each other. But again, correct me if I'm wrong on anything, because I'm still trying to learn baseball just a little bit. So, but I would assume it's just to, see who's actually going to start in the season. Um, which it would make sense that this is the preseason because, technically speaking, and I looked this up, the regular season is supposed to start on March 20th. 162 games in total for 30 teams. You can divide that real quick. Let's do that math. I hate math, but we're going to do it anyway. 162 divided by 30 teams, 5.4. It's not an actual number, but... Well, I guess technically you would half it because, two teams go head-to-head. So we would half that. Let's see, 162 by 15. What is making me do math here? 10.8. It's still a decimal number. Whatever. Okay? But anyway, the first game to start the season, Texas at Kansas City. That's 3:05. At 3:05 this Friday on the 21st. That is not going to air anywhere. At least it does not say. But we don't really start seeing games air until March. So, again, be sure if you're watching, hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new. Really would appreciate it. So, let's see. So, again, it's spring training is one of those things you always look forward to. I think that, I don't know, don't they let you go to the games for free, or it's at least very cheap, right? Because obviously they play at a park. Obviously people show up. I think I went to one a couple years ago. I know they have some baseball games, or maybe it was just the one time. I went to like a Braves Yankees game at Disney. They have a field out there. It's a part of Disney Springs that's like what is it? ESPN's Wide World of Sports or Worldwide Sports, something like that. And they'll have MLB spring games and stuff. So that was a pretty cool experience. So they'll put spring games anywhere. I want to say that was a Braves Yankees game, and it was pretty cool. One thing that is on my bucket list. First off, I want to go to a Rays game this year. I don't know if that will happen. I'm the only one in my household that really, like, I'm going to be honest. I'm the only one that cares enough about sports to go to a game, to watch a game or anything, right? Except for my parents, they're Alabama fans, and they'll watch Alabama games, and that's just about it. But anyway, so for Tampa Bay, we open up with the Red Sox on the road. That's on the 22nd of February. That's at 1:05 Eastern time. How much are those tickets? Low is 15. Man, these are cheap. This has to be, all of this is spring training, and it's almost free. Like, look at this. San Diego at Milwaukee. Low is $4. No, I don't want to buy tickets. Come on. Anyway, so and again, so you have the spring training late February, early March. Regular season this year at least starts on March 20th. 162 games total among 30 teams, and it'll go again to like when the postseason starts, late September, early October. Of course, we have the wild card, the division, the conference, or yeah, I guess it will be a conference, even though they call them the leagues, National League, American League. Those series, and then of course the World Series, and and I'm just getting started with this show. Throughout the baseball season and all that, as we get going with the regular season and everything, we'll talk about some postseason favorites, what needs to happen with teams, what needs, where do they go? Are they even worthy enough to make the postseason? Like as we get deeper and deeper in the season. And I'm also, again, I want to be able to react to baseball games like I do on, I've been doing on Friday nights, the NBA games. And of course, on Saturday, if you were here, I did the Alabama game between Bama and who was that? Who did we play? Was it LSU? I think LSU. I can double check though. Yeah, LSU and Bama. So my past, my past 4 videos, counting this one, um, you know, have been live streams. But anyway, so yeah, not a whole lot of stuff to talk about today, but I'm looking forward to baseball, man. When I was young, I played baseball. I played, let's see, I played twice. I played when I was living in South Carolina back in like 2009 or 2008. I think when I was young, man. I was thinking, I don't know, I was like 6 at the time. I played, T-ball, which is, now that I look at it, I just watched that and I go, you got to be kidding me with this, right? Like, I get it. They're kids, right? You got to learn. But you put a ball on the tee. No, you're not even pitching the ball. That's like defeating the purpose of baseball here, Come on. I played that. And then a few years back, I almost wanted to say not too long ago, but man, it feels like it's been forever. I played Little League. We were still, I was like 13 or so. My brother was probably like 11 or whatever. We were on the same team. And we played Little League, with others that were our age, and all that. Best I hit was a double. Yeah. And we actually won the what do you call it, the state. Although yeah, we won. The other team forfeited because they like lost half their players or something like that, something dumb, But uh, it's always great to win a championship and all that. But man, I always hate seeing stuff like, well, they forfeited, so that means I guess this team wins. Enough with this forfeiting. Just reschedule it if you have to. This whole forfeiting deal, where we don't even get to see it or play it or anything like that, is just ridiculous. Right? They didn't chicken out. The other team had something with like their players, or they weren't gonna make it, or I don't know what it was, but it is what it is. So, if you were here last time, we talked about the Mookie Betts trade, the Rays postseason chances. I still think that the Rays have a really good shot, but it's going to be tough. I think at the very least, we could make the postseason. Uh, what did we make last year? I think we fell short in the division round. Um, I think. I think I remember seeing that they played the Oakland A's. I started watching when it was like the divisional round or something like that, and Houston beat Tampa Bay. Of course, they advanced to the Conference League, round or whatever, and then went on to the World Series. So I think Tampa Bay is probably in a good spot where they can make a run at it. They're currently in the Grapefruit League. Um, and I say that because, which this makes sense. So for spring training, there's a cactus and a grapefruit league. It's kind of stupid, but I don't know why you just don't have it like the regular season. Now, if I click on regular season, American League and National League, see, and I saw that a few weeks ago, and I guess the other day I was looking at it, and I'm like, oh man, I'm pretty stupid because I could have clicked on the thing that scrolls down, and you can change like this here. Hang on, not sure if you can see that. It's that one right there. You can click on that, and of course, you can change it. But so now when I look at the regular season, okay, so we have the American League and the National League. So, but Tampa's in the American League East. The Astros, the cheaters, as we know, in the American League West, and so. Uh, so, you know, here's here's another topic real quick, and I'm gonna get into this later on as we get into the actual season. But I just thought of this. So, can Washington repeat? Can they make the postseason again? And can they go back to back and win back to back World Series, which is very hard to do? Listen, you hear the saying, or I don't know if it's like a saying, but I'm sure you've heard like it's hard to win a championship. It's very hard to do it twice, and like repeat, do it twice in a row. The Washington Nationals are going to be really good next year. You know, they got Strasburg. You got Joe Ross, Will Harris. I mean, they got a lot of great talent, and Juan Soto, he's pretty good. So the Washington Nationals might actually have a chance to get back to the postseason. I think they could potentially win the World Series again, but again, it's very hard to do. Um, you know, it's very hard to repeat and all that. So anyway, let me see. Again, I'll go ahead and say this. I really want to, you know, with this and off the court, I get that people are busy in the afternoons and all that, but I want to be able to, you know, talk and read comments and all that. You know, I want to hear your opinions on certain topics. Um, for off the court, you know, hear your opinions on topics in basketball. You know, I say something, you guys respond. Same thing here. You know, I, I want to say, let me know who you guys have, but obviously no one's really in the chat. But at the same time, you can still comment on the video after the stream is over. But anyway. So, not a whole lot of talk, but a lot of spring training. Looking forward to the season. It's going to be, I guess it'll start on TV late March or so. I'll be doing some live games. I'll have to figure it out and, you know, obviously have to plan it in advance. And for this Friday, I know it's already Monday, but I think we get back to actual NBA. Not to say that the All Star games were nothing, but you know, so I guess there's not really many interesting games, but I could do one on Saturday. I could do the Bucks and the Sixers on Saturday because the two that say are going to air on national television, Denver at Oklahoma City, not really probably going to care much about that game, and I'm not going to watch New Orleans and Portland at 10:30. But this upcoming Saturday, in 5 days, I might do the Sixers in Milwaukee. That's going to be a heck of a game. Two playoff teams looking to make it to the playoffs. That's at 8:30 on Saturday. I'll probably, if I do choose to do that game, I'll be live around maybe 8 or 8:15. So, still plenty of stuff to do this week. Still basketball stuff to talk about tomorrow on Off the Court, and again on Thursday if I get a chance. So, anyway, that's pretty much it for today. Not a whole lot of stuff to talk about. Really love baseball. Looking forward to the season. Got a lot of stuff to talk about as news comes out. Obviously, we'll talk some more spring training news as we get closer to that and everything. So, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I really wish that they would air spring training games. I really do. Which actually, hold on just 1 second. This just crossed my mind. I could be wrong, but I'm going to check Hulu real quick and see. I'm going to try to check and see, because I have the Rays in my favorites for my teams. Let's see. Let me see. Go to teams. Oh, okay. Hold on now. Hold on. So, I guess I've been using ESPN for years, man. Or I say years, but quite a while. So, okay, so on the 23rd, you have the Yankees at the Rays at 1:05 on Sunday, February 23rd. I don't know. We'll have to. That's a Sunday after church. We'll have to see what that looks like. I'm normally busy after church. Never mind. But more from this league. Let me see. 24th is that's a Monday at 1:00. I could probably do that. Let me see. The 24th is the Cardinals at the Marlins. That's a spring training game. Again, spring training is like the preseason, but baseball is baseball, right? That says that comes on at 1:00. It's supposed to start. The game itself is supposed to start at 1:05. We'll see how that goes, though. It's not a guarantee that I do a game, but again, we'll see what happens going forward. So, and just because it says, it doesn't have a channel on the ESPN app, it doesn't mean that it's not going to air. It's going to air, somewhere. Anyway. So that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. I do baseball talk on Mondays. I do basketball stuff on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Football stuff to come as basketball season winds down a little bit and we get a little bit more into baseball. I'll talk some more baseball. I might find time to do more baseball stuff throughout the week. And in the summertime, as we get closer to August and September, I'll do some college football talk, previews, and maybe some NFL stuff as well. So, again, if you're new, hit that subscribe button. Always feel free to comment. Hit the like. Tell everyone you know about the channel, I guess. I don't know. I really don't care, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get off. That's it for me today. Thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and that's it. Really appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys next time. Until then, Ballard Sports Media.
Just checking out.
See you.